Juice Gang! What up, YouTube? It's Nico, and I am back with another video. Congratulations to everyone. It is the Avengers Endgame week. You heard that right. The Avengers Endgame week. This week is the week. This week is the week. Alright. The Avengers Endgame come out this week. And I know everyone is excited. And also I am too. I am very excited for this, I know I seen the last Avengers, I'm like, oh man. I'm very excited though. Okay. On this video right here, we will discuss what if the military went against the Avengers. Our army, our government, all them went against the Avengers. Picture that right there. The Avengers, they have powers. The military, well, we have like gunpowder, firepower, weapons, ammunitions. But the Avengers have superpowers. What if the military and the Avengers went head to head? Here the video is right here. Here we go.
Are military-themed shows, or just because you follow the news, the USA spends more on defense than any other country by a long, long way. The amount of cash is said to be close to $650 billion, and there's a lot you can do with that kind of money. The arsenal of weapons that the US has is mind-boggling. While we're told that the military has around 1,350,000 active personnel and around 810,000 people in reserves, that's some number. And then we have special forces included in that number as well as the latest computer technology to fight wars from a distance. Add to that nuclear weapons, and you could say that it isn't an exaggeration to say the US military is a force to be reckoned with. And then we have the Avengers, who are just a handful of people, but with incredible powers. They are superhuman, so we can say that they stand a chance against the behemoth of the US military. We know that the Avengers were put together under something called the Avengers Initiative, and that was overseen by the intelligence agency S.H.I.E.L.D. We should tell you that in the comics there are so many Avengers, if we were to write a show on them all, it would last 3 hours, so we're not including everyone. According to the Avengers fandom website, the main team consists of the following people. We have Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, who when first approached to join this crack team, didn't seem very interested. He's famous for once saying, "I told you I don't want to join your super secret boy band." He joined anyway, and with him we also have a guy called Steve Rogers, aka Captain America. Add to that the irascible Hulk, aka Bruce Banner, and the guy with the impressive hammer, Thor Odinson. Other members are Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, James Rhodes, War Machine, Scott Lang, Ant-Man, Clint Barton, Hawkeye, Rocket Raccoon, and Nebula. We might also add that in the comics, Spider-Man is part of the Avengers, but seeing as the movies are more popular than the comics these days, we're not going to include him. Our team is the Avengers you'll see on the big screen. Okay, we don't expect the Avengers to go against the military, but this is a hypothetical show, and we want to just try and find out how things would work out if that were to happen. We therefore need to know what kind of powers these people have. This is a long story, but we'll try and keep it short. Captain America has superhuman physiology, meaning he's incredibly intelligent, but also has amazing movement, strength, reflexes, perception, and super fast healing, making him a kind of perfect soldier, a fighting machine. Not only that, as we said, he is super smart, and so when he's fighting, he is a tactical genius. Add to him Iron Man. This is the clever but sometimes arrogant man, Tony Stark. He controls his suits with his mind, and once he's wearing them, as you all know, he flies around at high speeds, has incredibly powerful weapons attached to him, and an armor that's like nothing else that exists in the real world. He'll never give up, and he's a genius able to outwit just about anything on planet Earth. The Hulk, as you know, is one of the most powerful beings in the universe. He has superhuman strength, speed, durability, and can heal very fast too. He is a wrecking ball, but with superhuman senses. Thor has similar strength, but then he also has that hammer that he can destroy just about anything with, although he has problems when certain people have that Infinity Gauntlet on their side. He has powerful armor and also fast healing abilities, but much of the time he relies on his hammer, the Stormbreaker, to do the business. This almost indestructible weapon can withstand just about any kind of blast, and that'll go a long way when fighting the USA. Black Widow has superhuman intellect, and she can also outwit her enemies with ease. She's an amazing fighter, but is also practiced in the arts of deception. You won't know she's got you until it's too late. She's a master tactician, but also said to be one of the most dangerous assassins there is. You can guess by the name that Hawkeye is a master marksman, but the arrows that he uses are by no means conventional. He can take just about anything out with his bow, so he's kind of a sniper with superpowers. Let's just say that War Machine is not that dissimilar from Iron Man, but perhaps not as powerful. As for Ant-Man, he may not be much when he's in human form, but when he's small, he has superhuman strength, and of course he has the added bonus of being the size of an ant. He has incredible speed too, so he's kind of a juggernaut that no one can see. Nebula also moves incredibly fast and has great strength. To add to that, she can incinerate humans with those blasters she has tied to her arms. As for Rocket Raccoon, he's quite similar in that he likes to blast things out of existence. He's fast and strong, but can also fly better than most when he has a ship, of course. He's no Hulk or Iron Man, but we can imagine he would make short work of a bunch of soldiers on the ground. Who's the strongest Avenger? That's the million-dollar question. But we might think it's between Thor and Iron Man, with the Hulk perhaps having the best physical strength at times. But in the end, he likely wouldn't be a match for Thor's hammer and Iron Man's bounty of weapons and his quick mind. Just reading a few articles about this, some people seem to think Thor is the strongest just because he's not only fast and strong like the rest of them, but that Stormbreaker is just a deal breaker. Again, we must say that the comics have many more characters, but even then in the comics, Thor has shown that he can beat any other when he has to. So what does the USA have in its arsenal? According to Newsweek, the most powerful weapon that the country has is the B-83 nuclear bomb. This is 80 times more powerful than those bombs dropped on Japan at the end of the Second World War. Just one of these could cause untold destruction, but the problem is, when you're fighting a handful of people, they might not be much use. Maybe US intelligence is aware of where the Avengers are, but even if that were the case, we would think Iron Man would likely be aware of any plan to use a bomb. The US military, no doubt, would have been hacked, or perhaps Ant-Man or Black Widow would have secretly infiltrated the military. Even if a bomb were being close to send-off, it could easily be intercepted by Iron Man, or Thor could just knock it out of the atmosphere with his hammer. At the same time, the US would likely not use one because of all the innocent people that would die and all the destruction that would occur. Even though this bomb, or things such as the Trident II D5 missile, are said to be the most destructive available in warfare today, we doubt they would be much good against the Avengers. Now let's imagine that the US doesn't want to cause that kind of damage. What might it do next? Well, there's a thing called the Massive Ordnance Penetrator, or MOP, and this can find people hiding out in bunkers and blast them to kingdom come. The Air Force describes it as a weapon system designed to accomplish a difficult, complicated mission of reaching and destroying our adversaries' weapons of mass destruction located in well-protected facilities. So, if the military could find out where the Avengers were hiding, no doubt this kind of thing could do some damage to those who don't have the best healing abilities. But again, we reckon that they just wouldn't be able to get one off before the Avengers knew about it. Even if it did hit them, most of the Avengers team would survive, and then all hell would break loose. We haven't talked about the Avengers attack, just defense. What kind of weapon would the USA have that could stop an angry Hulk from getting right into the Pentagon and just taking out a lot of top generals? The US might have some amazing military aircraft, but it doesn't have anything that could get out of the way of Thor's hammer or out of the path of Iron Man. Meanwhile, Ant-Man is busy walking right into the White House and holding the president up by his feet. Operations would just fall apart, and anyone knows that in warfare, once you take out all the leaders, the whole operation comes apart. On the ground, the US military would be its weakest, just because the Hulk could tear through tanks, while Captain America was busy taking out anyone holding a gun. It would be a massacre on the ground, just as much as it would be a massacre in the air. That's just our opinion though, and so we went online to see where this question has been question asked before. It was asked on Quora, and on one thread, the top answer started with saying that the Avengers are by no means a bunch of ignorant and unethical superheroes. So this person says they would fight and only fight in a way that caused the least destruction. But to cut a long story short, he said pretty much all the same as we said. The military wouldn't have a chance. Another person disagreed, saying the military would pull out secret weapons. He also said some of the Avengers would likely defect from their group, and that would be a game changer. He kind of cheated too, saying if there's such things as the Avengers, then there must be such thing as all superheroes, and if they join the military, then the Avengers would lose. Another person said that if it was the US that attacked first, there would be a possibility of winning. He said that the military would have to get each Avenger win alone, attack only one, because as a team, they're undefeatable. He believes that every Avenger has a weakness, especially when they're not in superhero mode, and so each could be carefully taken out. He did admit, though, that there's a problem with Thor, who doesn't drop his guard very much. On a different forum, someone had a similar answer, stating if the Avengers existed for real, you can pretty much guarantee that most governments will have plans cooked up to counter each and every one of them. Heck, a simple sniper could deal with half of them. Still, Thor would be a problem. And even if you, say, took out Tony Stark, would not all the others get together pretty fast? We looked at many answers, and most people seem to think the Avengers would win. Some people even said that if Hulk and Thor were just in the right or wrong frame of mind, they could wipe out humanity if they so choose, just the two of them. We guess the only thing now is to open the question to you. So, who do you think would win? And explain why you think it would go that way. Tell us in the comments. Also, be sure to check out our other video, You versus Thanos. How could you defeat him? Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you.
Alright, YouTube. That right there was the video of how it would be like if the military had took on the Avengers. Now, let's say between those two right there, I would say the Avengers would probably win. Because think about it. They have superpowers. And more likely, if they were evil, they can take us all out. Okay, that should be common sense right there. Also, in the video, they also said the military can take out each member of the Avengers one by one. One by one. With my choice, the winner between these two, the Avengers. Dun, 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 dun. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Alright, YouTube. Juice gang.